Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I am going to show you a book that I recently purchased. It's not an official Pokemon item. I think it's, how would I even say it? I found it by chance online, and I'm not sure if I mentioned before in another video, but generally I really like the realistic interpretation of Pokemon, especially in the card designs. So when I saw this book is just that. It takes all the original 151 Pokemon from Kanto, and they are drawn in such a way that they are a bit more realistic, what you would expect an actual animal with the characteristics of the Pokemon to look like. So here you have, of course, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, which look much more like exotic birds than the traditional cartoon drawing of them. And then, for example, here you have Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, and Victreebel, which look much more like actual plants without the eyes, much more menacing as well. So basically in this book it's sort of like a Pokédex, but in book format, like a little encyclopedia. This is something that you would expect a young Professor Oak to actually have done way back when he was still exploring the world of Pokemon. So you can actually, it comes here with a place to put the notes in your owner, and to check all the Pokemon that you've seen. I'm gonna take this wrapping off so it's better to open the book, and so you can see the actual book. Oh, this cover also has all the drawings, so you can actually put this as a poster. That's very nice. Okay, but the actual book with the Bulbasaur there, and also something I just glimpsed through it so far. Something I've noticed is that the artists, which is a number of artists, they reinterpret sometimes the Pokemon. So for example, the Bulbasaur, I always thought, okay, maybe that's more like a dinosaur type, but when you go in here, you will see that they actually think it's like a toad. Anyway, it's the first edition. They have the contributors, the copyright information, a little introduction, and then we get right to it. So on the left side you have the number of the Pokemon, the type that the Pokemon is, appearance, habitat, range, behavior, and when it evolves. So it's actually useful as well if you're playing the game. And then the actual drawings that you see. So here they actually describe Bulbasaur as a toad with a bulb embedded in its back and small protruding ears. Then Ivysaur, toad with a large flower and vines, and Venusaur as a gargantuan toad with a tree and large leaves protruding from its back. So you can see this is a very different sort of design from the traditional Pokemon that we're all used to. Charmander they call as a lizard, basically. Charizard here looking absolutely ready to smash. The texture in of the skin, they also capture that quite nicely. Squirtle, it's an upright walking turtle with a large head and long curled tail. Wartortle and Blastoise. What are projectile appendages in its shoulders? Very cool. I really like this sort of art. Caterpillar, pupil stage, and then a butterfly. So these we already kind of knew what to expect. See if we can zoom in. There you go. So I think this, maybe I'm wrong, this looks a bit like watercolor drawing. Weedle, Kakuna, and Beedrill. Look at that. Also interesting how they put them in the beehive itself. And then Pidgey, they describe as a finch. Pidgeotto as a small raptor. And Pidgeot as a large raptor. All look quite nice. Then we get to the interesting things. So Rattata and Raticate here look absolutely menacing. They are something that if you saw in the street, you would you would run away. Spearow, very cute, and Fearow. Here they are sparrows, and then the raptor again. And maybe it's a throwback to dinosaurs. I don't know. Ekans and Arbok, serpents and cobra. Pikachu and Raichu is probably one of those that you will be like, that's weird. A large lemon yellow rodent. But again, this is what it would actually look like if it was maybe here on Earth. Sandshrew, burrowing rodent. Sandslash, a scaly pangolin-like rodent. Nidorin and Nidorina, they actually don't have names. I just noticed. There's not any names of the Pokemons anywhere. They just have the numbers. And maybe that's the way they went around the copyright issue, actually. Yeah, they don't have the names anywhere. But yeah, you can see the designs here. Male and female. This sort of book is something like Darwin would have done if these things actually existed. So this is, of course, Clefairy and Clefable. A cute, playful-looking, rotund, pink bipedal mammal. And Clefable is a cute, oval-shaped, pink bipedal mammal. Very creepy, actually. I mean, this is one of those that are really different from what we come to know and what they actually look like. Bullpix and Ninetales, looking very nice. Of course, it's a fox. And this is, of course, Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff. So here what did they call it? A bipedal, rotund, pink lit lagomorph. I don't even know what that word means. Lagomorph. Lagomorph. But they don't look as creepy as Clefable and Clefairy, I think. Zubat and Golbat, of course. Just normal bats. Here we get to the interesting things. These look absolutely sick. Look at that Oddish. So it's basically a radish that already came with the name. Then you have Gloom, looking absolutely terrible, ready to plant its seed somewhere. And then, of course, Vileplume to top it off with those teeth on the top of its petal head. They actually call Vileplume the fully matured parasitic corpse flower, which dominates the blue-gray body of its previous evolution. Very, very cool and nightmarish material here. Then Paras and Parasect, which they call as cicadas, with mushrooms on them. Venonat and Venomoth. Venonat looks very different. Very, very different. Very, very creepy. Giant gnat insect with coarse purple fur. And then the lavender moth. Diglett and the trio looking quite nice, actually, all things considered, compared to the other previous Pokemon. Then we have Meowth and what was the other one called? Persian, maybe? I think so. Very, very nice, sleek. Still has that little face that he's up to no good. Psyduck and Golduck, very, very strange. Also already with his little headache going on. Mankey and Primeape. Wow, look at that. That is absolutely terrifying, especially Primeape. That's like one of our ancestors gone wrong. A mixture with an ogre maybe or something. What is it? Growlithe and Arcanine, yeah. Very cute. So canines, they say. Then Poliwag And the rest. Polytoad, Poliwrath. Bipedal frogs, blue tadpole. Very cool. Abracadabra and Alakazam, a bipedal goat-like creature. Now, I bet you've never seen a goat-like creature like this. A psychic goat-like creature. So, very, very happy with these drawings. What do they call Machop? Sturdy green-gray bipedal creature with reptilian features. See, in the normal card design and the anime, you don't really see the reptilian feature, but they just imagine that here. Because I guess it's better than to pretend it's a human mutation or something like that. This one we've seen in the back. Mobile Bellflower. And then Victreebel is a large carnivorous pitcher plant. Tentacool, Tentacruel. Jellyfish, of course. Geodude. A living cluster of rocks with a head, arms, and hands. They actually have eyes on these ones, though. But Golem, surprisingly, they call a huge bipedal turtle with a shell that resembles a large mossy boulder. Which makes sense, actually. It does look more like a turtle than whatever the thing it is in the actual anime. So Ponyta and Rapidash, of course. Slowpoke and Slowbro. This is something I never actually noticed, but they're actually made out of from a sloth, of course. And here they push that design a bit more, so it's visible. So this one really looks like a little sloth. This one with this face, a large bipedal sloth with a symbiote shell clamped on its tail, causing it to walk upright. Its expression is always surprised. Levitating robotic metal sphere, Magnemite and Magneton. Farfetch'd, a brown duck with a crested head that always carries a leak. How does it carry a leak? They don't show here, they just have a leak resting on its wing. Doduo and Dodrio, legged bird with 2 heads. Seal and Dugong, they are a medium-sized pinniped that loosely resembles a harbor seal, and then a large pinniped closely resembling a sea lion. Grimer and Muck, an amorphous blob of slime, and then a large blob. Shelder and Cloyster, of course, clams, and I would guess this would be more like an oyster, actually, hence the name. Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. Look at that Gengar. That looks absolutely insane. So mischievous looking. The physical embodiment of a ghost. An oval-shaped violet bipedal mammal with coarse, spiky fur. And the other ones are mentioned as specters and lost souls. Onyx, gigantic serpentine cluster of boulders. Drowsy and Hypno, tapir. Basically, they say they are a tapir. They look quite sad here, though. Upright tapir. Krabby and Kingler. Voltorb and Electrode. Resembles a small version of a creature containment capsule. This is the type of wording they have to say so that they can avoid the legal action from Pokemon. Execute and Executor. Look at that. Crazy, crazy thing. Imagine seeing one of these out in real life. Cubone, they say it's a small bipedal reptile. Marowak, of course, looks much more menacing. Almost using that as a cane. And this one is absolutely crazy. Hitmonlee. A creature that resembles a headless humanoid form with eyes under its pectoral muscles. I bet you're never going to look at a Hitmonlee the same way again. And of course Hitmonchan, a humanoid creature with a hard spiky scaled crest and heavily pronounced raised shoulders that resemble football shoulder pads. Lickitung, a unique member of the skink family. Large prehensile tongue. Coughing and wheezing. Look at those. That looks crazy. So basically a foul algae covered sea mine. They actually call them sea mines. Rhyhorn and Rhydorn. Quadruped, they call it. Chansey, of course, that looks a lot like axolotl with a pouch in its abdomen. That looks quite creepy compared to the normal Chansey. Cute Chansey we're used to seeing in the Pokemon Center. Tangela, look at those sneakers, man. Twisted mess of blue-green vines has occupied a pair of red shoes. Kangaskhan. A large bipedal creature, kangaroo-like stance. Horsey. Yeah. Goldeen and its evolution. They are, of course, goldfish. Staryu and Starmie. Look, these look so sick. Much better than the anime ones, I would say. They look much more realistic, which is the point. And they don't have that like random jewel that's actually rock solid on the series. Here it's actually like more like a little gelatin thing, which is what would happen in real life. Mr. Mime. Humanoid creature that resembles a mime with antlers. Scyther. Gargantuan four-legged insect. That is terrifying when you think of it. Looks like something out of a terror movie. Jinx! Sea creature with ice properties. Oh, this unfocused for a moment. Look at that. Well, it looks less black than it was before now. Still very strange. This is Electabuzz. They made it as a feline. Large bipedal feline with strong electric capabilities. Look at the detail in the ears. This reminds me of that cereal. There was a cereal back in the 90s. Maybe there's probably still around. Its mascot was basically this. I wonder if they took inspiration from that. Magmar, of course, an orange flightless duck-like bird with strong fire properties. Pinsir. Stag beetle. Very, very scary. Tauros, of course. Magikarp and Gyarados. Look at that. Lapras, a large plesiosaur-like sea turtle. Interesting. Its shell is much more spiky than in the traditional animation. Ditto here evolving, I think, into maybe a Mew and a Pikachu. Could be. A pink-violet blob that can easily mimic the physical form of any creature. And then, of course, Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. Look at them, majestic. These are all foxes, of course. Porygon, a man-made artificial computer program. Omanite and Omastar. Look at that. Terrifying. Kabuto and Kabutops. Trilobite-like creature. Horseshoe crab with mantis-like features found in a dome fossil. Aerodactyl, large winged dinosaur. They actually call it a dinosaur here. Snorlax. Look at that Snorlax. A paunchy gray-green bear. Oh, he of course is asleep again. The legendary birds we've seen, they actually call them all, what? Articuno they call a cool, elegant blue raptor. And then Zapdos, a flashy yellow bird that resembles a hoopoe. I don't know this bird. Then Moltres, a graceful golden heron-like bird. Then we have Dragonite, Dragonair, and Dragtini. Yeah, that's right. Mixed it up. Serpents here, with the Dragonite being a large orange reptilian beast resembling a mythical dragon. And lastly, Mewtwo and Mew, and they actually describe Mew as a cute levitating feline. And when I looked at this, I thought that reminds me of that marsupial that has this very the opposing thumb like us. It's more brown and it lives in Australia, I think. But Mewtwo they actually describe as a truly alien-looking bipedal feline. So very, very cool designs. Really happy book. And lastly, this is actually missing though. So they describe as parts and crops of other attributes seen in various creatures, ranging from figures 1 through 151. Habitat unknown, range none, and behavior glitchy. You can actually see pieces of the Pokemon here. I think this is Gengar maybe. But it's hard to tell the other ones really. And then lastly you have the map of Kanto, of course. The mountain ranges and the Indigo Heights. And the creature type chart to help you with battling the Pokemon. And that's it. That was the book. This is the back of the book. I think these are the types of Pokemon. Don't recognize some of these. Like, I don't know what this means. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. It's a really nice book. I really like the art. You can probably find many of these arts on Google if you search for the Field Guide to Kanto. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.